we're gonna just see how hard that ice is. It's pretty frozen. It's -3 last night, and you can see it's now warmed up to a nice 1 degree, which is very exciting. So I'm gonna go out there, get bundled up, and see what we find. All right, here we are at the campground. So it's about to get really cold. We're expecting temperatures to dip down to -2, -3. We're gonna have about 5 days that we're not expected to come above freezing. So the question is, how are we gonna keep the cows in water? The last thing that we wanna do is come out here in really crappy cold weather. There could be a lot of snow and ice coming to break ice twice a day for the cows. So what do? So Brian, Red Panda Bear, what do?
We find a cheap and easy solution that's about as lazy as we can afford to be in this case. Instead of coming out here with an axe twice a day and being miserable, we've opted to use a pump, a pond pump to be specific. There are commercial de-icers for docks and other stuff like that, for boats and whatnot. They run in the market of $600 to $700, which we don't want to spend. And so after doing about an hour of research last night, I realized, or Mr. Permy realized, that if we got just an aquarium pump, anything to move water, well geez, that's all we really need. We don't need 20 foot of free ice or water free of the ice. We just need about 2 or 3 feet so our cows can drink. Well, turns out they sell those. They're called fountains. And it seems like it's working just fine. That should be more than enough water volume to push the water from the bottom of the pond into the top of the pond and creating motion. Water freezes when it gets too cold for the guest, but it does not have, how should I say this? The temperature of water is not the lowest it can be at the lowest. After it gets to a certain temperature,
That's highly confusing.
I'm trying to think about this. So
the basic idea
denser.
is, yes.
The densest water can be is 4 degrees Celsius. I don't know the Fahrenheit conversion, shame on me. That's the densest it can be, and so that is what stays at the bottom of the pond. After it gets colder than that, it starts to rise up and freeze. Hey, no problem. That means the stuff at the bottom is always 4 degrees Celsius, which means it's going to be warmer than 0 degrees Celsius, which is when it freezes. So this pump is going to bring water up from the bottom, give motion, prevent freezing, and that will keep our cows not thirsty.
Yes.
It'll be good.
So the basic principle, besides the differential in temperature, is that moving water has a lot harder time freezing than standing water. So rather than trying to figure out, tank de-icers and how to keep lines from freezing going to those stock tanks, we just said, you know what, we have ponds and moving water doesn't want to freeze. Can we move the water? Yes. So this is what we came up with. All right, so here is the submersible pond pump that we got. You can see we're approximately 0 feet rise. Actually, we probably have like 1 foot of rise. So we're gonna be somewhere between 1,500 and 2,500 gallons per hour. So we're hoping that works. So there we have our submersible pump. Boom. It's quite the submersible pump.
Quite the submersible.
On a
To a block of wood, and then cinder block, so it's always elevated just a little bit, so it's not sucking up pure muck, what it is right now, which is why the water's brown and no fun.
Yes.
This is what we call the Wim Hof method. It's where you go into really cold water for some stupid reason or another.
All right, so we're setting the pipe on top of a cinder block to keep it up out of the muck. How's that water?
Oh, it's nice. You should join in.
All right, just pulled up to the property here. I came to check on the water situation to see how well our pond pump is doing. So as you can see, it's pretty freaking cold out there. Oh. It's pretty frozen, but not there. I'm impressed. Look at that. Look at that. Nice. Nice. Like, look at that. You can see the surface of the water being disturbed by that pump. So even though we were below zero and we've only warmed up to 1 degree, and it's been, I mean, yesterday the high was 22, so it's been really cold, and we still have open water. I highly recommend this system. This is legit. Forget about breaking ice. We're frozen solid everywhere except where that pump is running. So the cows can come get water, and we don't have to worry about trying to break that ice in this horrible weather.